Front and Center. Front and Center. A focus on important and significant developments affecting the lives of Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, but also those living and working around the world. Join us in Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, welcome to Front and Center, where we focus on developments in the Philippines, legislation that provides policies and directions that strives to promote a better economy for the country, issues that concern the welfare and well-being of every Filipino. All of these and more will be front and center. You can watch this program live on our Facebook page. That's Radyo Pilipinas World Service. And you can also hear us live on audio streaming at Evox PBS Receiver app. So join us for another edition of Front and Center with your host, Jerome Toledo.
Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And before we continue with our discussions for today, there's an event that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. that will attend this morning, particularly the groundbreaking ceremony of the Lower Agno River irrigation system, Paitan Dam section, as it reads here from the Philippine Information Agency. So President Marcos Jr. Will lead, or is currently leading, the groundbreaking of that project in Barangay Paitan in Santa Maria, Pangasinan. So the 950 million project is expected to improve farm productivity and as well as the irrigation in the provinces of Pangasinan, Tarlac, and Nueva Ecija. So that project, the LARIS or the Lower Agno River irrigation system, is a joint effort of the National Irrigation Administration as well as the Department of Agrarian Reform through the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program Component or CARP-IC, and also the Agrarian Reform Fund or ARF programs. That project, when it is finished, or once it is finished, will also deliver 24,000 liters per second of water from the Agno and Banila River. So that will help a lot of farmers, particularly farmers group in those three provinces that surrounds that dam project. And also, the project was conceptualized to harness the water resources from the Agno River, and will cover areas in the towns of Santa Maria, Rosales, Santo Tomas, Alcala, Bautista, Bayambang, and San Manuel in Pangasinan province. In Tarlac, it covers Moncada, and in Nueva Ecija, the Cuyapo town will be covered by that dam project. And the construction will start right after the groundbreaking of that project, and that's happening this morning, and it is expected to be completed by December 2027. And that project supports rural development as well as food security and sustainable farming, making it a key infrastructure project under the Marcos administration. So I believe that's under the Build Better More program. So we will have that groundbreaking ceremony coming your way, and we will air live the speech of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on that event.
Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
But first, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. urged government workers on Thursday to uphold high-quality service, professionalism, and patriotism, emphasizing that no amount of funding matters without heart in public service. President Marcos Jr. made the call as he presented the newly signed Republic Act number 12180, which modernizes the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or FIVOLCS and establishes a modernization fund. And the new law allocates 1.25 billion peso annually for the first 4 years and 2 billion pesos in the fifth year. President Marcos said the modernization of the agency, an attached agency of the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, intends to capacitate the government personnel to respond to the needs of Filipinos during calamities like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, ensuring a better equality of life for them. And the law requires the FIVOLCS to develop and implement a modernization program aligned with policy goals. And at the same time, the President Marcos recognized the scientists, experts, and field personnel of FIVOLCS who work around the clock to monitor disasters and calamities. And the chief executive also encouraged young Filipinos to cultivate their interest in science to become future volcanologists, scientists, and experts at the DOST or FIVOLCS. And the new law allows FIVOLCS to widen its monitoring networks and intensify its observation of active volcano. And the new law also empowers FIVOLCS to use machine learning to speed up monitoring and reporting to the public of warnings during emergencies.
Front and center. Front and center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Also, on another developments, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. welcomed the historic election of Health Secretary Teodoro Herbosa as president of the ongoing 78th World Health Assembly or WHA in Geneva, Switzerland, an opportunity to show the world the Philippines' commitment to health. Presidential Communications Office said that President Marcos Jr. saw Herbosa's election to preside over the World Health Body as a recognition of the Philippines' advocacy in global health issues. The president also regarded the election of the Philippine Health Chief as a recognition of the heroic contribution of Filipino healthcare workers worldwide to ending the COVID-19 pandemic. And the chief executive said that WHA presidency presented an opportunity for the Philippines to show its commitment to quality healthcare. And Secretary Herbosa is the first Philippine health official to be elected to that association, the decision-making body of the World Health Organization. And Herbosa is presiding over the 78th WHA session from May 19th to 27, during which delegates from the 194 member states of the World Health Organization adopted the landmark pandemic agreement after 3 years of negotiations.
Front and center. Front and center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And before we continue with our discussions for today, Front and Center will return after these short messages.
Sa pagdiriwang ng 127th Philippine Navy Anniversary, pinapurihan ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ang buong hukbong dagat para sa kanilang natatanging tapang at katapatan sa tungkulin magmula pa noon at hanggang sa kasalukuyan.
In every mission, the Navy proves that maritime strength is measured by the character, clarity of mission, and the commitment of those who serve. That same commitment to duty was clearly seen in the West Philippine Sea and in other maritime outposts. The Navy personnel serve as peacekeepers both in land and in sea, remaining steadfast as ever, upholding our nation's maritime entitlements with dignity and with courage.
Binigyang diin din ng Pangulo ang patuloy na pagbabantay at pagtatanggol sa ating mga karapatan sa karagatan na alinsunod sa international law.
We stand firm. We will never tolerate any act of disrespect against our sovereignty. Wala tayong isusuko, wala tayong papapabayaan.
Para sa iba pang mga balita at impormasyon, manatiling nakatuto. Tapat sa pag-uulat. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
Pinangunahan ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ang seremonya ng pagtatapos ng PMA Siklablaya Class of 2025 at binigyang pugay ang kanilang disiplina, sakripisyo at pagmamahal sa bayan.
We all know your path was not easy. 4 years of discipline, training, hard work, and I'm sure some nights of self-doubt wondering if this was the right choice. But you did not give up, and now you are here, ready to serve the country as new officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kayo ng siklablaya, sundalong isinilang, nakasangga at lakas ng ating bayan para sa kalayaan.
Binigyang katiyakan ng Pangulo sa mga kadeteng nagsipagtapos na buo ang tiwalang ibinibigay sa kanila bilang mga susunod na tagapagtanggol ng bandila at taong bayan.
This is my prayer to the members of Siklab Laya. Wherever your duty may take, may it be in the mountains, in the seas, or communities, serve with dignity, serve with honor, serve with love.
Para sa iba pang mga balita at impormasyon, manatiling nakatuto. Tapat sa pag-uulat. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
Time to celebrate kulturang Pinoy. Tradisyon, musika, sining, literatura at iba pa. Anything and everything fun and Filipino. Ito ang Pinoy Kultura.
How could you ever forget the magical feeling that courtship or panliligaw brings in your younger years?
High school life, for my high school life, every memory kay ganda.
Nandyan yung itutulak ka ng tropa whenever your crush passes by.
Ang saya ng high school, singing years in my school, di na mapapantayan.
Then you start sending her love letters and flowers at paminsay maglalakas loob ka to ask if you could walk her home.
I've fallen for you.
And it doesn't end there. May sayawan o disco pag birthday ng barkada and you get to see her there too.
Till I met you.
Kikiligin ka pag sulyap ni crush. Yayain mong sumayaw pag tugtog ng pinakahihintay na love song. And that evening seems so perfect na parang kayo lang ang tao sa dance floor.
I love you more each day.
Oh, the beauty of courtship in Pinas.
Yan ang Pinoy Kultura because our culture is cool.
This is a public service announcement.
Discipline is the key. Umiwas sa aksidente sa daan. Ang pagmamaneho ay may kaakibat na responsibilidad, hindi basta mapaandar lang ang sasakyan. Kilatisin ang sarili, ang kahandaan sa manibela, siguruhing inyong konsentrasyon ay hindi magagambala. Importante rin na ating laging isipin, init ng ulo ay huwag pairalin, bagkus kaligtasan ng lahat ang siyang dapat unahin. Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
This is a public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
From PBS, Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
Front and center. Front and center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And welcome back to Front and Center. Aside from the groundbreaking ceremony of the Lower Agno River irrigation system, Paitam Dam, that President Marcos Jr. is attending right now, that's in Santa Maria, Pangasinan, President Marcos Jr. will also attend the groundbreaking ceremony of the Sky Garden project that's in Barangay Lucap in city of Alaminos in Pangasinan this morning. And that project funded by the Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority or TIEZA. This project features elevated green spaces filled with variety of plant species as well as walkways, seating areas, and interactive zones that's designed to promote public engagement and also cultural exchange. So that it will also include parking facilities, a shopping center, as well as a multi-purpose hall and viewing decks offering panoramic views of the surrounding landscapes. Sustainable design features such as passive cooling systems have been incorporated to support the city's environmental goals. And that Sky Garden project is expected to complement to the city, or which is the Alaminos city, or city's vibrant faith-based tourism, particularly around the pilgrimage islands of the 100 Islands National Park. Visitors can look forward to enhance culinary experiences, scenic overlooks of the sun and sea, and improve access to the nearby 8-hectare mangrove eco park. So basically, this is a tourism infrastructure projects initiated by the TIESA for the general public of meaning people of Alaminos City in Pangasinan. So beyond tourism, the Sky Garden aims to foster significant local business opportunities and by providing entrepreneurs with space to set up cafes, souvenir shops, and eco-friendly tour services. And it is projected to support around 30 concessionaires and generate approximately 200 jobs for the community. So it is not just about tourism. It will create jobs that will provide opportunities for local residents of the Alaminos City. And that transformative initiative marks a vital step toward strengthening the economic, social, and environmental fabric of the city of Alaminos. That's in Pangasinan. So we're going to watch out for that event there in Alaminos City, Pangasinan.
Front and center. Front and center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And while we're still waiting for the speech of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at Santa Maria, Pangasinan, but first let's go here on the discussion, particularly the President Marcos Jr.'s call to all cabinet secretaries to file for courtesy resignation. And following the discussion from yesterday, so which is the decision of the chief executive to all his cabinet officials to file courtesy resignation. So we are going to get the side of a local officials regarding this issue. But just for an update, folks, as of today, 41 cabinet secretaries or officials had either expressed intent or tendered their resignation. So who are these officials who tendered resignation? So these are first is Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, as well as the Education Secretary Sonny Angara, Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla, Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr., Finance Secretary Raf Recto, and Environmental Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga, Energy Secretary Rafael Lotilla, Trade Secretary Maria Cristina Roque, and Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon, and Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rex Gatchalian. So another secretary that filed for resignation is the Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr., as well as the Human Settlements Secretary Jose Rizalino or Jerry Acuzar, Interior and Local Government Secretary John Vic Remulla, Health Secretary Ted Herbosa, Presidential Communications Office Secretary Jay Ruiz, Migrant Worker Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak, Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma, as well as the Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III, which is spearheading the event there at the Santa Maria, Pangasinan for the groundbreaking of the irrigation project. And adding to the list of secretaries that filed for resignation is the Information and Communications Technology Secretary Henry Aguda, and the National Security Advisor Eduardo Anyo, Presidential Legislative Liaison Office Chief Mark Mendoza, Presidential Management Staff Secretary Elaine, and also the Commission on Filipinos Overseas Secretary Dan Teang, and also the OWA Administrator P.Y. Kaunan, and also the Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs, Frederick Go, and Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation, Larry Gadon. And adding to the list is ARTA Director General Ernesto Perez, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile, and CESA Chief Katrina Ponce Enrile. And also the OPAPRU Secretary Carlito Galvez, and Special Assistant to the President Antonio Lagdameo Jr. So meanwhile, here are the officials who expressed intention to step down from the post. That's Economic Planning and Development Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, Science and Technology Secretary Renato Solidum, Solicitor General Menardo Guevara. And we interrupt this regular programming to give way for speech of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Lower Agno River Irrigation System, Paitan Dam section in Santa Maria, Pangasinan. Let's listen in.
Mula sa Presidential Communications Office at Radyo Pilipinas, ito ang Presidential Live Event. Presidential Live Event.
At ang ating lahat ng ating mga local executives na nandito ngayon, Santa Maria, Pangasinan Municipal Mayor, Mayor Julius Ramos, my fellow workers in government, sa ating mga agrarian reform beneficiaries, ang pinakamahalaga na kasama natin dito ngayon. Ladies and gentlemen, naimbag nga bigat yung amin na po. Noong nakaraang taon, matinding El Nino ang tumama sa ating bansa. Isa ang Pangasinan sa mga probinsyang nakaranas ng epekto ng tagtuyot. Ang buong Region 1 ay nakaranas ng kakulangan ng tubig na siyang nakasira ng mga pananim. Marami ang labis na naapektuhan. Natuyo ang mga pananim, maging ang pag-asa para sa mas masaganang ani. Pero ngayon, andito tayo para simulan ang solusyon. Meron po tayong ginagawa at meron po tayong magagawa. Imbis na bumaha tuwing tag-ulan, ang gagawin natin ay iipunin natin ang tubig para mapakinabangan sa panahon ng tagtuyot. At yan po ang gagawin ng Paitan Dam, isang permanenteng dam na bahagi ng Lower Agno River Irrigation System o LARIS dito sa Santa Maria. Hindi na pangarap ang pagkakaroon ng tubig, tag-araw man o tag-ulan. Ang masaganang ani, abot kaya na. Layon po ng Paitan Dam na patubigan ang 6 na munisipyo dito sa Eastern Pangasinan. Mga bayan ng Santa Maria, Rosales, Santo Tomas, Alcala, Bautista, Bayambang. Pati na rin ang ilang bahagi ng San Miguel at Moncada sa Tarlac at Coyapo sa Nueva Ecija. Mula sa mga ilog ng Agno at Manila, ang dam na ay inaasahan magpapatubig sa mahigit 12,000 hektarya ng sakahan. Dahil dito, dadami ang ani at inaasahan ang pagtaas ng produksyon ng palay. Ngunit ang projection natin, Gob, na 9 tons per hectare, maganda-ganda na yon. Dahil kung tutuusin natin, ang official average, Sendo, tama ba ito? Official average ng natin is 4.2, parang ganon. Yung ibang lugar, hindi pa naabot sa ganon, hanggang 3.6 lang, 3.4. Kaya kung kayo talaga ay nag-aani ng 9 tons per hectare, makita maliwanag na maliwanag kung ano ang dinadagdag ng mahusay at walang patid na irigasyon para sa ating mga magsasaka. Mas malaking kita, mas malaking ginhawa sa ating mga magsasaka. Hinihiling ko sana na matapos na ito sa 2027 o mas maaga pa kung mari, para naman maramdaman kaagad ng mga kababayan natin ang benepisyo ng LARIS Paitan Dam. Bukod sa pagpapasinayan ng LARIS Paitan Dam, narito din ako kasama ang ilang kawani ng DA at saka ng DAR upang magbigay ng karagdagang tulong sa ating mga magsasaka at agrarian reform beneficiaries o ang ARBs. Ang DA po ay narito para magbahagi ng mga hybrid rice seeds, garden tools at ibang pang mga farm input. Sigurado pong makakatulong ang mga ito para dumami ang inyong ani. Sa ilalim naman ng Climate Resilient Farm Productivity Support Project ng DAR, nagpapamahagi po tayo ng mga pakete ng organic plant supplement sa halos 6,000 na AR beneficiaries at Agrarian Reform Beneficiary Organizations dito sa Pangasinan. Mayroon ding ipamimigay na 10 na 4-wheel drive na traktor. Kasama kompleto ang mga makinarya, mga implement at 2 multi-role power station para sa ating mga Agrarian Reform Beneficiary Organizations dito sa Pangasinan. Nasaksihan rin natin ngayon ang ceremonial turnover of certificates sa masasaksihan natin sa mga naitayong solar-powered irrigation pumps dito sa Pangasinan. Ang maganda dito sa solar-powered irrigation pump ay ito ay sustainable solution sa modernong pagsasaka. Pag naikabit na ito at kumukuha na ng kuryente sa araw, hindi na po kailangan maglagyan ng krudo. Ang maintenance lang po dyan, minsan-minsan, babaklasin ninyo yung bomba, lilinisin, aayusin. Kung may nasirang pyesa, papalitan ng konti. Tapos, yun lang, yung solar array, basta't malinis, laging lilinis. Yun lang naman, ang maintenance. Wala no, pagkatapos noon, hindi na kailangan na makabili ng krudo, hindi na kailangan na maglagay ng mga mahabang sistema ng kuryente dahil nandyan na lahat doon sa solar-powered irrigation system. Kaya kaya nilang magpatubig kahit walang kuryente, mas tipid sa gastos, hindi makakasira sa kalikasan. Patunay ito na kung sama-sama tayong kikilos, kayang-kaya nating isulong ang makabagong teknolohiya na mapapakinabangan ng ating mga magsasaka. Mula po nang tayo ay maihalal sa posisyon, tinutukan po natin ang seguridad sa pagkain at ang pagpapalago ng sektor ng agrikultura. Kasama na riyan ang siguruhing produktibo at masagana ang kabuhayan ang ating mga magsasaka. Simula noong 2022, nakapagbigay tayo ng makinaryang pansaka dito sa Pangasinan. At dahil dyan, higit sa 100 agrarian reform organizations sa Pangasinan ang natulungan natin. Bawat makina dito ay nagbibigay ng dagdag ng kita at dagdag sa ani. Kung may mabawas man, ay sana yun ang inyong pagod at ang oras ng trabaho para naman sa mas maraming panahon para sa pamilya. Kaya naman para po sa ating mga magsasaka, makakaasa kayo na nandito ang inyong pamahalaan na handang umagapay sa inyo. Hiling ko lang po, patuloy tayong magtulungan. Kapit-bisig natin palakasin ang sektor ng agrikultura at tiyakin na may pagkain sa hapag ng bawat Pilipino. Ang patunayan, nataglay natin ang diwa ng bagong Pilipina na may disiplina, may husay, at may pagmamahal sa bayan. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang ating mga magsasaka. Mabuhay ang Pangasinan, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Diyos tiyag nina, igda kayo amin na po.
Maraming salamat po, mahal na Panginoon.
And you just heard the speech of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. during the groundbreaking ceremony of Lower Agno River Irrigation System, Paitan Dam section, that's in Santa Maria, Pangasinan. So President Marcos Jr. said that the project, once finished, it will increase rice production and as well as will help water and irrigate rice fields in 3 provinces. That's in Pangasinan, Tarlac, and Nueva Ecija. And that will produce that will benefit over 12,000 hectares of land and benefits almost 12,000 farmers from 56 irrigators associations. So that's from information from the Philippine Information Agency. And it will deliver 24,000 liters per second of water from the Agno and Banila rivers. And that Lower Agno River Irrigation System, that's a joint effort of multi-agency that's spearheaded by National Irrigation Administration and the Department of Agrarian Reform through its Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program component, or CARP-IC, and the Agrarian Reform Fund, or ARF program. So that's event that just attended by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in Santa Maria, Pangasinan.
Front and center. Front and center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And with that, we conclude this edition of Front and Center here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service, together with our Radyo Pilipinas production team and technical personnel. This is your host, Jerome Toledo. Until next time, mabuhay, love the Philippines.
You have just heard and watched Front and Center. Front and Center. Join us again for another edition here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Front and Center.